What's poppin', world? I hope all is well. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that bell so you get notification anytime I go live and anytime I post a video. And if any moment during this video you like what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that like button so we can get to the algorithm and more people can see this content. Let's get into this. Today we're going to watch this clip. This lady is saying that women never lie. But I think there's a twist to this. We're going to watch this, and I'm going to break this all the way down.
So good, she was so good, she lied to me. Women never, ever lie. Never do they lie. They might not say the truth, but they always show you the truth. Every woman that you've been with that has hurt you, used you, cheated on you, stolen from you, whatever it is, she showed you her red flags from day one. You chose to ignore them. This is what women will do. They meet a man and they'll basically show their red flags in not so clear ways. So they might show it simply by how she dresses. And she might show you that she might be provocative. Or she might show you with her sexual behavior. She might be very sexually liberal. She might show you in terms of how she talks about her exes. She might say that, this guy was so toxic. This guy was so this, that. I'm still in love with this guy. Whatever it is, she shows you some of her traits. She might show you through how she is as a parent. She might not have kids and not prioritize them. Or she may have denied another man access to the children. And you think you're going to be captain stepdad and you're going to save the day. But the reality is she showed you that she denies men access to the children if she doesn't like them. And you think you're going to be immune to that behavior? Not possible. So these women always, and myself included, we show men all of our red flags. Now we pick the man that allows us to get away with the most nonsense. Now, if you don't have many red flags as a woman, what will happen is you attract a man with really clear boundaries. What will happen is a man with boundaries can only be with a woman who doesn't have many red flags because they're a perfect match. She doesn't do too much. He doesn't tolerate too much. They work really well. But a woman filled with red flags will only select a man who's filled with low self-esteem. She will find the man who doesn't know how to exert his boundaries, doesn't know how to look for red flags, and doesn't know how to stand up for himself. That's the man she will select. So if you are a man with really low self-esteem and really value the connection more than the respect that she's giving you, you are going to find yourself constantly manipulated, cheated on, and disrespected by women.
All right, guys. So you saw that, you heard that. You saw that, you heard that. Now, if you're a guy watching this video and you don't have a lot of experience with women, I want you to play that clip back and save it if you can. You are going to need to save this. If you are a guy and you don't have a ton of experience with women, listen to what I'm saying. You need to save that. And you need to listen to everything she just said. You need to save that and listen to everything she just said. Now let's get into this. She said that women don't lie. That is not true. Don't believe that. Women lie all the time. Not all women, but I'm talking about women in general. Women lie all the time, right? So don't feed into that, right? Women lie all the time. Don't get it twisted. Now, the rest of the things she said, for the most part, are true. A woman will show you who she is if you watch her closely. A woman will show you who she is if you watch her closely. And that is why I told all the men who don't have a lot of experience with women to save that clip. Save it and watch it over and over again until you understand what's being relayed to you. Right? Women will show you many signs. Women will show you their red flags. And you have to take heed to them. And you have to address them. You have to address them. Do not ignore them. A lot of men ignore these red flags. and they wind up getting in a serious relationship, and many even wind up getting married. And then these are the same men who complain about marriage. These are the same men who constantly complain about women. These are those same guys, because they got in situations where they ignored the red flags. Now, as she said in the end, a woman will choose a guy or choose men who tolerate those red flags. Most women will. But on the other side, I want to say this. There are a lot of women who go after the man who actually puts her in her place, right? So you got one group of women over here who go after the guys who allow them to do what they want. And then you got another group of women over here who like strong alpha men who shut down the nonsense. And then those women, they feel like, or they know to a degree, these are the men whose leadership I can follow because he has structure and he's not going to play these games. And he's going to not allow her to play those games, right? So you have different groups of women who move differently in regards to that, right? Now, like she was saying, you can tell a woman, you can tell a lot about a woman based on how she dresses. You can tell a lot about a woman about her level of sexuality in certain aspects. Her, if she's sexually liberated, how she moves, how she talks. Is she a partier? What type of things does she do in her free time? What does she do for fun? What kind of friends does she have? If she has children, how does she treat the father of those children, right? If you choose to go down that path. Does she allow him to see his children, right? More than it's scheduled, let's just say. If there is a schedule, right? You can tell by many, many things. How does she talk to you? How does she treat you? There are many ways. How does she treat others? What's her relationship like with her family? Does she have a father in her life? You can look at many, many different things to kind of decide and see who this woman is, right? Look into her history if you can, or just look at the signs. I did a video not too long ago talking about sexual integrity, and if a man should find out her woman's body count, and if he can find out if she's ever been sexually abused as a child or as a young adult or whatever the case may be. I've done a video on that. And I said that a man should not necessarily have to play therapist, but if he watches her closely and listens to her closely, you can find out all the things you need to know about her before you think about marriage, so on and so forth, if that's something you're looking to do. But do women lie? Yes, they lie all the time. But you can see their red flags if you pay close attention to her, right? A woman will show you everything. A woman will tell you everything. You just got to give it time, and you got to move accordingly, and you got to ask the right questions, and you have to spark the right conversations, and you can find out everything you need to know about them. You can, and it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. A lot of guys drop the ball when it comes to the vetting stage. They overlook so many things, and then they wind up in bad situations. But if you got experience with women and you know what to look for, right, and what to put in check, you'll be fine. Look at me. Me and my wife, right? I've been married more than once. Me and my current wife, we got married after 3 months. We got married after 3 months. And to this day, right? Best woman I've had, right? Best woman I've had. But that came with me having experience and wisdom and knowing what to look for, knowing what to check at the door, knowing what to put in place to where this woman, she's, what I would want in a wife. Everything I want in a wife, she's that, right? Even how she moves, she's that. Even the duty, the respect, the appearance, right? The work ethic, the health and fitness, right? All of the above, the spirituality. You understand? She follows me She moves a certain way. She moves accordingly. But all of these things, as I call me right now, but all of these things are things that I had to make sure was in place before we took that next step. But it didn't take long. It didn't take long. But do women lie? Yeah, they lie. But they will show you those red flags. You just got to make sure you're paying attention. You got to make sure you're paying attention. Don't let these things pass you by. Keep a close eye on that woman and make sure that's what you want before you get deeply into it. But she'll show you signs. You just can't ignore them, and you need to put your foot down whenever something needs to be checked and see how she reacts to it. But that's all I got for you guys. Like this video, share this video, leave a comment in the comment section. I can be off on this one. And subscribe to the channel, Speaks the Beast. And also remember, keep God first. As it says on the wall, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24:15. I love you all. Be blessed.